Hey guys, welcome back to Metal Fan Reacts videos with me, Draven. Thank you so much for tuning in. Today's video is going to be a little different. Like I mentioned over the weekend, I'm going to be doing a top 5 of my favorite Sabaton songs that I've done reactions to. Some of these songs may not be the ones that you think will be my top 5. So we're going to jump into this list of my top 5. Disclaimer, some of these songs may be your top 5, or some of these songs may not be your top 5, so I do apologize if these are not your top 5 picks. These are just my personal top 5 picks. I'll give you the reasoning behind why I think these are my top 5. Of course, there's so many great Sabaton songs that I've done reactions to that did not make this list. Does not mean I do not like those songs. It just means these are my top 5. I will make a secondary list of my top 5 Sabaton covers, whether it be a Sabaton covering another band or another band covering a Sabaton song. So we'll look out for that list as well. So without further ado, let's jump right into my top 5 favorite Sabaton songs. Starting out our list is number 5, Sabaton, Midway. I really enjoyed the fact that Sabaton did a song about Midway, especially with the movie that came out. I did watch that movie recently, enjoyed the movie a lot, and I may do a film review on it, but we'll see. So number 5 is Midway. I think this is a great topic to talk about with World War II. It actually has a huge historical value. It gave the United States a fighting chance of the war in the Pacific. It was a huge battle that was the turning point. Japan was taking over a lot of land and a lot of islands, almost invading Australia during World War II, and the United States needed to stop the Japanese advances. Otherwise, they could have potentially taken over Hawaii. After the huge destruction of Pearl Harbor, it would have been really impossible to defend a massive Japanese attack. But Midway was the turning point for the United States in the Battle of the Pacific. Loved Midway. I think this song's excellent, and it was a great topic. So that's why it's number 5 on my top 5 favorite songs from Sabaton. And coming in on number 4 of my favorite Sabaton songs here today is going to be No Bullets Fly. This is about a World War II battle, which point an Allied bomber is on an attack run and gets damaged to the point where he has to turn around and head home, and a German fighter has the opportunity to shoot him down, but decides against it. Actually escorts the Allied bomber out of the dogfight and escorts him home, or at least up until a certain point before the German pilot turns around. But it's absolutely insane to think that a German fighter pilot would actually help out the Allies in this sense. He could have shot down this bomber and killed, I think, the 6 members that would have been on board, but decided to escort him home. And I cannot believe that this story wasn't as super popular during World War II. The German pilot actually had the opportunity to shoot him down and would have received the Medal of Honor Cross. I believe it was the Medal of Honor Cross, or German's Iron Cross. I forget the actual term of it, so I do apologize. But it's an absolute great story coming out of World War II, and there is a video on YouTube that I would strongly recommend you guys watch, where they actually brought the 2 pilots together, the Allied pilot and the German pilot. They brought them together, interviewed them both, walked around this museum out in Europe. It's a great video. It's really sad for them to talk about each other. Like it's a great video. I'm not going to do a reaction to it. It's you guys should watch it on your own. I think that kind of video should just not be a reactive video. That's you watch on your own, because I think it's a really great video. But the story behind this song really touched my heart, and it's the fact that I didn't know about it until Sabaton is sad on my end, but great that Sabaton finds these stories that not too many people know about to help you learn more about history. And I think it's great to hear a positive story coming out of World War II like this. But yeah, No Bullets Fly by Sabaton, number 4 on my list of this top 5 Sabaton list. And number 3 on my list is Sabaton Panzer Battalion. It is an excellent video with just super hyped up energy. It is about the Gulf War, which is, of course, the United States was involved in, battling in the Middle East, and it's something that unfortunately we're still dealing with today with the war in Afghanistan and the war in Iraq. I think we've been there for 12 years now. And it's just really unfortunate that we're still battling over there in the Middle East. But I think it's great that there's a song about the Gulf War. It was a gnarly war for the U.S. to be a part of, and there's a lot of negative connotations that we have with the Gulf War. But I appreciate the fact that Sabaton did a song about it, and just trying to help restore peace to the Middle East. And it's just, in my opinion, it seems like it's just a fruitless war, and it's almost like my modern day Vietnam. Not as bad as Vietnam in terms of, like, we had the draft and super anti-war protests and stuff like that. But I think Panzer Battalion is a great song about the historical value of the Gulf War. And of course, I did a reaction to the song during my live stream, and I just want to appreciate, I forget who made the comments, but I appreciate whoever said Handsome Italian, because now every time I hear the song, I hear Handsome Italian instead of Panzer Battalion. But I think this was a great song, and I appreciate the recommendation on the song. So number 3 from my top 5 list of Sabaton is Sabaton Panzer Battalion. And number 2 on my Sabaton top 5 list, of course, is going to be Sabaton Attack of the Dead Men. This song is fan-freaking-tastic. The historical value of the Attack of the Dead Men is just a great story that I'm so glad that we're able to learn about today. And again, I had no idea this happened until starting to listen to Sabaton. This is about a World War I battle where the Germans wanted to take over this Russian castle, basically, that was right next to this rail station. And the Germans just launched artillery attack, trying to invade this castle, and just could not penetrate the defenses of the Russians. So they decided to unleash this nerve gas. I don't think it's called a nerve. I think it was a form of a mustard gas, where it attacked the molecular, attacked like the moisture in the air. So every time you breathed it, the gas attached to your lungs and then started disintegrating your lungs, very similar to what bleach does. And it caused the Russian soldiers to start bleeding out of their eyes, start coughing up blood, start like disintegrating their skin, and just start almost melting them. And a lot of the Russians started just keeling over and dying in so much pain. They put water on cloths to try to help and put the cloth over their face. They started pissing on the cloth to put over their face, and all that actually made it worse. And because the castle was such a huge, important strategical value to the Russians, the last Russian defense, who wasn't affected by the gas, decided just to run and start charging the Germans, because the Germans were advancing forward. And because of that last little push from the Russians, some of the Russians who were getting affected by the gas decided to stand up and fight, even though they were in so much pain, even though they knew they were going to die, even though they were bleeding and coughing up blood and all this stuff. They decided to just charge against the German counterattack, or counterattack against the Germans who were attacking forward. And it spawned this almost urban legend, or this, I think urban legend is the correct term for it, where the Germans wrote that it looked like there was dead men fighting. And to me, that is just so gnarly to think that you're fighting and you see guys like you see in this music video get up and they're bleeding and they got just, their skin's melting off and they're coughing up blood and their eyes are bleeding out and they're fighting. To me, like, that would scare the shit out of me, and I just could not imagine being in that scenario. This music video is so sick. It does such a great job portraying the dead men from the Russians attacking forward to the German army, and the German has like no idea what to do, and they take off. I believe it was like 3,000, 4,000 Germans against like a couple hundred Russians, and the Russians was able to defend the castle. Unfortunately, 2 weeks later, the Germans was finally able to take over the castle. However, this battle and this legend lives on, thankfully, through the power of historians, and the fact that Russia has actually started releasing more information about this. This battle was buried, basically, during the 30s and 40s, because Russia did not want to promote this type of battle because they considered it an imperialistic army or imperialistic war, and they did not want to promote it. Thankfully now, in the past 10, 15 years, they were able to open up this story and starting to dive a little bit deeper into it. And thankfully, bands like Sabaton and people like you share these type of videos and talk about these historical fights. So that was number 2 in my Sabaton list. Of course, Piscator has done all these videos and great work on there. So let's jump into figuring out what my number 1 favorite Sabaton song is going to be. And if you guys did not predict it, I do apologize. Or did not predict it correctly. My number 1 favorite Sabaton song so far has always been Devil Dogs. And the reason why, and there's a lot of songs that I was debating between my number 1, 7 Pillars of Freedom and Bismarck, only because those were my first 2 Sabaton songs that I've ever heard. And I kind of almost want to do a throwback to, that's what kicked off my channel. That's what kicked off you guys as my fans checking out the channel was 7 Pillars of Freedom, or excuse me, 7 Pillars of Wisdom. And I was debating, but to be honest, I think that for me personally, Devil Dogs is by far my favorite. It's got a great rhythm. It's super hyped. When I first heard this song, it actually gave me massive goosebumps, and it gave me chills for some reason. Just the visuals of the music video with the lyric, the subject matter, just gave me chills to think about the United States involved in World War I and the Devil Dogs that helped with those fights and those battles in World War I. So this is going to be my number 1 picks, Devil Dogs by Sabaton. Like I said, it hypes you up. It just starts off super strong, and it just hypes so much, gives you so much energy. The visuals of this is absolutely amazing. I'm getting goosebumps again just reacting to this, just watching the video again. It's just so good. It's just a great topic, and this is one of my favorite songs. This is why this is featured on my channel. So when you go to my channel for the first time, you see this song. It's just, I don't know if I have a better Sabaton song that I like more than Devil Dogs. There's so many great ones that I was debating on putting at number 1, but this is it. I mean, I think this is absolutely it. I share this with my Marine buddies all the time, and every single person is enjoying the song as well. And it's so good. This song does remind me a little bit of the 1917 movie that just came out. I may do a video review on that as well. I've never done a movie review, so we'll see. But it's Devil Dogs, man. Just. So, thank you guys again. That was it for my top 5 favorite Sabaton songs that I've done reactions to. You can head over to my playlist and check out every single metal fan reaction that I have done, and check out all the different Sabaton songs that I've done. I will make a separate list for those of you that are wondering, a top 5 Sabaton covers. I believe they've done more than 5, but I will do like my favorite Sabaton covers that they've done, or bands that have done Sabaton covers, quote, hint, hint, hint. But we'll jump into that list later on this week, potentially. I have a new historical history channel Sabaton videos coming out for Saturday and Sunday. And, of course, we'll be doing other reactions throughout this week. So make sure you head over to the playlist. Let me know if there's any songs that I've missed. I'm trying to finish out different albums so I can start downloading those albums so I can have them on my phone. Every single one of my reactions, I have not heard the song yet. So my reactions are as pure as possible. And I appreciate you all for tuning in and checking it out. Like I said, there's a lot of runner-ups. Just because it wasn't my top 5 doesn't mean I don't like them. Red Baron, 82nd All the Way, Night Witches, all these ones, 40 to 1. Like, there's so many good. Uprising, the Polish Uprising song, I think is fan-freaking-tastic. But just... this was my top 5, so I appreciate it. Let me know in the comment section what song would be your top 5, and we'll get it going. More videos to come out later this week. And of course, at the end of this video, I will be streaming onto Twitch, twitch.tv/Draven. And I'll be streaming some video games while I listen to some Sabaton. Thank you guys again. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, all those wonderful things. I appreciate you all so much. You have yourself a wonderful day and a great week. Wash your hands, stay safe, and I'll check you later. Peace.